Next, in our profile on Italy, we're going to go to Tuscany, and we have wine expert and Italian-speaking Sara Klein on the Zoom. Sara is with Co-Brand, and they are the importer of Tenuta Setaponte Crognolo. Hello, and thank you for joining us, Sara.
Buongiorno, grazie mille for having me.
Crognolo and Setaponte have always been very near and dear to my heart, and I think this wine is a constant overachiever, and I think it's one of the, it should be your go-to Italian, joyful, kind of super Tuscan inspired, and it's a wine you can open any day of the week, and pretty much any vintage, because it's so dependable. And this is the brand new 2020 that we're tasting. Just got 93 points from James Suckling. Sara, tell us what you think about this wine. We got a little PowerPoint for us, so we'll.
Yes, I think kind of the new and unique thing about the wine, since it's been in existence since 1998, that with the 2020 vintage, it is officially designated organic.
Oh, wow.
Yes, the new for the 2020 vintage for both that and the Oreino and eventually the other productions from the estate, they will be officially classified as organic.
And we're in the Chianti zone with this wine still, because it's a big zone and there's a lot of area that can be considered Chianti, right?
Correct. So we're going to be, if we were to be in Florence, we're going to go east towards the city of Arezzo. It's famous for the movie Life is Beautiful, if you remember that movie.
Yes.
So yes, we're in what we call the Val d'Arno, the Valley of the Arno. So it's, much flatter land. But as you can see, just in the background, you still have good elevation with the mountains, what we call the Colli Arentini, the Arentini Mountains behind.
Nice.
And what else is unique about the area is we have this bridge here that was built back in 1277. And it's very famous in the area for several reasons. It's one of 7 bridges that cross the Arno River as you travel to and from Florence to Arezzo. The other famous one is the Ponte Vecchio in Florence, where all the gold is sold, where, if you've paid a visit to Florence, you've certainly walked over the Ponte Vecchio. And if you were to travel from Florence, you eventually would get to their estate coming over this bridge. And it's also famous for its 7 arches. We have this theme of 7 for here. The estate is located off an old Roman road called the Via dei Sette Ponti, the road of the 7 bridges, and ultimately just, one of the importance of the key of 7 here.
Perfect.
And what's nice is, yes, this estate was purchased back by the family in 1950s. But the previous owner was Vittorio Emanuele, one of the last reigning kings and part of the Savoy family, a very noble family. And they had planted this Sangiovese back in 1935. And it's some of the oldest documented Sangiovese in the area. Ooh. And it still yields fruit. They do have a production under it, but it's also what has provided the cuttings for all of the Sangiovese on the estate. So, you could consider it to be heirloom Sangiovese Piccolo.
Beautiful.
And what's unique about here is, yes, they get lots of sunshine, very favorable. They still get the cold weather that they need just for the Sangiovese. It does like that. They do have the Galestro soil, the limestone that is particular to the area. And what I love about Crognolo is the fact that it is Sangiovese based, 90%. It has this little pinch of Merlot in there. And, oftentimes people think, oh, super Tuscans have to have Bordeaux blends only, or they can't just be, predominantly Sangiovese in this way, which actually they can be. And I think it's even more appealing because it's, has high acidity component being naturally of Sangiovese, but it has this nice plushness that's rounded out by the Merlot that kind of gives it more of that ideology of like a super Tuscan in that sense. And yes, these are some of where they do the aging. They like to use French oak. We do a combination at Sette Ponti between new barrels, 2nd year and 1st year passage. So, we like to do, they do, I should say, the Moretti family, as much work as they can in the vineyards, and the least that they need to do when they get to this point with the barrels. What's nice about the estate is it's about 750 acres total, but only 150 of that is planted to vines. So, it's relatively a smaller operation in that sense. They definitely are using, some of the best that they can get, whether it's, agronomists or enologists. And they've had Carlo Farini consult with them in the beginning, one of the legendary Super Tuscan creators, you could say. And yeah, this wine has always just been, expected every vintage of what you want it to be. I would say it never kind of like comes under par, even if it's like on a warmer vintage or a cooler vintage. It really just is consistent with how it's made. Crognolo is the name of a type of a little bush that grows on the tree, or grows on the estate, excuse me. There's always meaning to something for the names, especially when you have Italian wine labels.
Sure. Yeah, I got to visit this estate and have lunch with the family, and this was many years ago. And this brand, Tunizza Senza Ponte, has blossomed into one of the star brands in the country.
Yeah.
And this is kind of their, I don't know if this is the entry level, but this is the wine that is like the ambassador wine for the property. And I can't recommend it enough. I think, again, dollar for dollar, this is just a real overachiever. And there's a softness and a plushness and it still stays truly Italian, but it gives you so much more access. I think that the style, the way the farming, and now that organic designation is nice plus for the future. And yeah, this is just something you need to know about and experience. I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I do, and it's going to be a part of our program, going forward for sure. And we sell a lot of Crognolo. We've carried it every vintage, and we're going to have a nice big stack of 2020 here. And I think our price is right on, being as competitive on this price as you can be. It's a wine that a lot of people will carry, and you'll see it in some great restaurants as well. So I would be a participant in this one. If you like it, look for it, grab some from us when you can. And thank you, Sara, for presenting yet another beauty. Your portfolio is great to see you again. Grazie.
My pleasure.
And we'll talk soon. Okay. Thank you.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao.